we have the opportunity to play a team such as Ohio State, who plays at a high level, year in and year out, it's just a great opportunity for us to go out and see what we're made of.
Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes are coming off of the bye week, hoping to get back on track after losing back-to-back games and persisting issues on offense. Now, this week's opponent, well, they happen to be the second best team in the country. The Hawkeyes will be going up against Ohio State, and they have yet to lose a game this season. And this will be the first matchup between the Hawkeyes and the Buckeyes since 2017. But those were much better times for Iowa, upsetting then number 5 Ohio State by 31 points. But this year, the Buckeyes are favored to win by almost 30 points.
It's different because we're 3-3, and I think that's probably the best part about going to a game like this, because you have nothing to lose. What do we have to lose? Nothing. Leave it out in the field, and what happens happens. So fly around, and I think that's the biggest thing, is just competing hard and not mattering how many points are on the board or whatever. You got to finish the game.
Well, in a game like this, where you have nothing to lose, like Bradley Moss said in that soundbite there, can this work to the Hawkeyes' advantage somehow, some way?
Are they going to change their offense a little bit? I mean, that's the thing. It's just, you want to say that, yes, there is the capacity for them to do something different, and yes, there is the capacity for them to score points, and yes, they can do. We haven't seen it. At this point, it's, you can headbutt a wall so many times before you realize, this is probably not going to be any different. And yes, because they are able to, potentially change up their offensive scheme a little bit. Their defense is really, really good. In theory, any team can beat any other team, but you've not seen anything from this offense to make you think that that's going to happen. So perhaps if they are playing, if they've accepted that they're playing with house money, maybe they do some different stuff. Maybe Padilla gets to see the field a little bit. Maybe they run some wildcat things, or maybe they, I don't know, do something else is different. But again, unless the defense scores like 5 touchdowns, it doesn't feel like this offense has enough juice to make this upset happen.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, the opportunity to maybe see some different players. Obviously, that would likely only happen if this thing gets out of hand early. But what opportunity do you see in that, and being able to use this as an opportunity to maybe find that spark elsewhere?
Well, one of the things that it's sort of backwards, to me, there's sort of backwards ideology here, is that the reason why Spencer Petras is in the game is because he is the better and more consistent practice player, and everything stays on rhythm. But the offense hasn't had rhythm in the first place. So if you're keeping the same guy in that is establishing better rhythm, but the rhythm's been bad, why not switch to a different person? And if you can't establish a rhythm, a guy who can scramble and be a little bit more athletic, you have the potential to do more different stuff. So it feels like if they do if the game gets out of hand a little bit, and it's as what the projected betting lines are, then maybe Padilla gets in there, scrambles around, and does some different stuff to show that it is possible to get some kind of scrambling rhythm to happen. But it doesn't really feel like that's going to happen again, unless it gets way out of hand.
Absolutely. Well, again, what do you have to lose? Well, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll get into those keys to the game for the matchup between Iowa and Ohio State.